Hey, fellow apartment hackers, it's Mike Brewer from ApartmentHacker.com, and tonight I want to talk about focus. And I'm going to tell you a story about a stove. We all know stoves, right? We probably have replaced no less than 1,000 stoves in our storied apartment careers. The stove story goes like this. I want you to imagine for a second with me that each burner on a stove represents an area of your life, okay? And the first burner represents your family, and the second burner, your friends, and the third burner, your health, and the fourth, your work. Now, under the premise or in the context of success, or focus rather, I want you to think for a second. To be truly successful in the multifamily space, you have to cut off one of those burners. Think about that. Which one would you cut off to be successful in the multifamily space? Now, let's take that a step further. Which burner would you cut off, a second burner, to be unbelievably successful in the multifamily space? Two burners, two choices between family, friends, health, and work. Which two would you cut off to be incredibly successful in the multifamily space? Now, it's an extreme example to get you to focus. In other words, you can't be extremely successful in the multifamily space, or any space for that matter, unless you narrow your focus and get extremely good at one area of the business. Because here's what I know about spreading yourself too thin. You can't do it. I remember a moment in time where we were growing. Mills Properties grew from 4,800 units to nearly 13,000 units in the span of 3 years, possibly close to 3.5, maybe 4 years. I truly can't remember. I was around for the entire time, but it flew by so fast that I can't remember it. Not in detail anyway, but here's what I do remember about that moment in time. We were growing so fast that I put 150,000 miles on my Jeep over that course of time. I drove everywhere, nonstop it seemed like. But here is something that sticks out in my mind that is completely in contrast to what I'm getting at, the point here, being focused. One day I was speeding from downtown St. Louis to North County via some back roads, because it was the most efficient way to get from the city to North County and avoiding the freeways. And I remember being on the phone with a piece of paper in my hand, not focused, and I ran a stop sign. And there were two semi trucks, one turning this way and the other turning this way. And I literally caught this in my vision at the very last moment, and I weaved through the semis that were crossing the road. And I remember stopping. I pulled my Jeep over to the side of the road. I got off of the phone. I put my head in my hands. And I said to myself, this is ridiculous. There is nothing worth that kind of risk. And it was because I had no focus at the time. All I could see was, I have to make this next thing happen as fast as I possibly can, because I've got 10 things after that I need to address. It's not worth it. And it doesn't make you successful to try to be all things to all people and do everything that comes your way. It can't be done. And the truly, truly, truly successful people in this business get down to the essentials. They narrow their focus to the 6 or 8 things or less, 4 to 5 things that truly drive this business, that truly drive it. They get narrowly focused on those things, and they do those things extraordinarily well. They're the Southwest Airlines people of our business. They don't serve food. They don't assign your seats. They create incredible fun, off the charts fun. They go from one place to the next without layovers or connecting flights. They just go from one point to the second point, and that is it. They focus on the essentials. They get them done extraordinarily well, and because of that, they're extraordinarily successful. So my encouragement for you tonight is get focused. Don't try to do it all. No one can do it all. And guess what? At the end of the day, you will not get recognized and rewarded for that. You might in this little brief moment in time, but over the expanse of time, there's no reward in it, because you lose your friends, you lose your family, you might even lose your work, and you will lose yourself. So my encouragement to you is to get hyper-focused on those things that matter most and do those things extraordinarily well, and you will be incredibly successful over a long course of time. Take care, and we'll see you tomorrow.